Hi, this is Danny Fullbrook from my first Football Pools prediction. We start off this week with Birmingham against West Ham. Birmingham have been flying actually in the league under McLeish, and you have to think West Ham are going to struggle after the result they had last weekend. So personally I'd go for a Birmingham home win. Moving on to Bolton against Manchester City, well, you know, they've got the 7 draws out of the way. They actually managed to beat Chelsea, so to prove themselves now, they've got to make sure they keep this winning run going. It was always going to be a case of, was this going to be a good run or a bad run, depending on whether they could win some at the end. So if Cusey can get his team up for it, I think Man City will wipe the floor with Bolton. Burnley, Fulham, you know, Burnley are very, very good at home, poor away, and Fulham aren't particularly good away under Hodgson. So for me, that's, you know, pretty much a score draw probably. Chelsea against Everton. Chelsea, there's only one winner there. They're going to bounce back from losing to Man City last weekend. They obviously only drew midweek, and Carlo Ancelotti had a real pop at them about it being the worst performance he'd seen since he'd come to the club. So for me, Chelsea with Lampard back in and Drogba scoring. Hull Blackburn, Sam Allardyce will be back up in the stand. It's a bit of a tricky one. I think Hull will have the bit between the teeth. They'll be fighting for Bullard, who's out injured at the moment. So for me, that's probably a draw. Liverpool, Arsenal, perhaps the big game of the weekend, but the trouble is they're nowhere near the top at this moment in time, those two. I would have thought that's going to be a draw. I do think there's a problem with Arsenal up front, and Liverpool will be fighting for all their worth, and I just don't think they'll get the home win that they need. Manchester United, Aston Villa, again, United's defence, they may have done all right in Wolfsburg in midweek, but I think Aston Villa with Agbonlahor, Heskey, Carew and Milner playing so well, I think they could at least get a draw out of that. Stoke Wigan has Stoke home win written all over it, whether James Beattie is playing or not. Sunderland Portsmouth, you've got to look at a Sunderland home win. They can't win on the road. They lost 1-0 to Fulham last weekend, but at home I think they're going to have enough firepower with Bent and James to pretty much contend Portsmouth to defeat. And then you've got Tottenham Wolves. Tottenham, last time they played at home, they won 9-1. I think they might just have a little bit too much from Mick McCarthy's team this time round.